then I had lunch, and then I came up and started chatting to people, and we actually fly from Montreal to Russia tomorrow. So we have to get out of here so we can get to the Montreal and get set up to go to Russia tomorrow.
Oh man, that's long. You're gonna.
Yeah.
Is it the first time you guys have been out to Russia?
We've played Russia a couple of times. It's really weird, as you can imagine.
What's weird about it?
You know, it's, and I mean this in the best, most loving way. It's much like Quebec. Everybody's like really fucking intense and really drunk, maybe on PCP. You're never really sure, but they love music and they're really excited about everything.
Do you have trouble getting into the country at all ever? They're pretty cool with everything?
Yeah, it's a little sketch. We got the email, which we get this a lot, but we got the email of don't say anything on stage. Last time we were there, they brought and the time before that they called in bomb threats and stuff, but they do that a lot. But last time they had these cops with these dogs in the backstage area, and they always say that it's because they think they're looking for drugs, but they're there to intimidate and just keep everybody in line.
Make sure everyone's in line,
Yeah, so it's sort of sketchy, but...
Yeah. Well, you guys do like an array of different kind of songs, you know what I mean? You have like Die for Your Government, which is like super political, super, like intense, you know what I mean? And then you also have songs like Drink Jank Punk, which are like total satires of like suburban life, like hanging out behind the mall, behind the dumpster with your pink mohawk, you know what I mean? Like what motivates you to like go from like one extreme to the other in those kind of senses?
They're all part of us, and they're all part of being a punk rock kid growing up through the community for that long. And there's some days you're like, this fucking sucks, and everybody's drunk around me, let's write a song about that. And then we're like, this fucking sucks, and all my friends are getting sent off to go to fight in Iraq or something like that. And you're like, so it's that anger, it's just directed in different ways and comes out with different kinds of songs.
Yeah, I know definitely the first time that I heard the album Die for Your Government, it was life-changing for me. You know what I mean?
I hope in a good way.
In an extremely good way. I think I was about 14 or 15, so it's just that age where you're starting to like try to figure out who you are, and you're listening to all these different kinds of groups and music, and that album specifically for me was like one of those things that I could relate to so well. Firstly, because of like that angst and that anger that you feel, towards the government, towards authorities, and that sort of thing. But also because the funny side, because I was one of those little punks with like a pink mohawk, drinking behind them all, thinking I was super cool. You know what I mean? So it's incredible.
That's awesome that record connected with you. That's really cool. And as people in the punk rock community, that is going on every year. There's another group of kids who are like, I'm angry at the world and I need to find something that expresses what that is. And hopefully some of them will start a band and express the anger in their own way. That's what we did. We were like, fuck, I don't know what to do with myself. Everything sucks. I'm gonna go fucking start a band.
So you guys have been together now for like 20 years.
Yeah, that's right. The 21st year.
So what changes from 20 years ago to now when it comes to touring, performing, like family life?
Very little. Family life changes, but touring and just being dudes in a van, that's been the same the whole time, which is sort of comforting. But trying to have a real life and be away. Now this year we've only played a couple shows this year. Our touring cycle's starting, but last year we were away for 6 months of the year, and it's tough to live a real life and be away that much.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you're not in a van with a bunch of stinky dudes for a while, you're like, fuck, what's missing in my life? And you're like, I gotta go do that for a little bit.
I hear that. I definitely hear that.
Because you can't get this experience of being around punk rock people or artists and activists without playing music. It just doesn't happen in real life. And so you gotta go out and find that community community again and feel like you're home again. And if specifically for me, if I'm not doing that every couple of months, it drives me crazy, and I gotta get out there and find those people again and talk to them.
Well, you guys come here pretty often, not Montebello specifically, but like in Quebec.
Yeah.
I've seen you guys a few times here already in the last, it's been pretty recent too. I think you guys might be a brain fart on this end, but like, did you guys play like Palooza last year or something?
Last year, the year before. Yeah,
I remember that. That's coming up again in August too, and I think it's Lagwagon headlining this year. But yeah, like you guys get to come here a lot. Is there something special about this area that you like a lot?
Not necessarily. Quebec is just a great place. It's just an amazing place between European culture and American and Canadian culture all sort of wound up in one place. So it's got the best of all those worlds. So I like to play in Quebec, but we're traveling a lot, playing all over the world, and so Quebec's just one of those places that we play.
Right.
But it does have a warm place in my heart.
Have you guys played France? Have played in France?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so basically here, everyone talks about how like Quebec is trying to be like a mini France.
No. Quebec
right?
is so much cooler than France is. Yeah, absolutely. Quebec's got a lot more anger than France does. France is like, everything's okay, and blah blah blah. And Quebec's like, fuck you, we're pissed. So at least that's my interpretation. I don't know whether you Quebecians believe that, but I see you as much angrier than the French.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
We like that.
Quebecians, I like that.
Quebecians, Quebecois, Quebecians. Yeah.
So what can we expect from you guys in the near future?
Well, we just released a 20-year retrospective on Fat, or it's coming out in July. So it's got this really great gatefold record with a timeline of the things in our lives that have sort of sparked our activism and our song choices and the things that inspired us. So we're really excited about that piece, and then we're working on new songs for a new record coming out probably early next year.
I also noticed you guys performed basically on the Tony Sly tribute album.
Oh yeah.
Did that? How was
Tony
that
Sly
for you
was
guys?
amazing. Well, he was just he was just a great dude, and just to be a part of that project was something that was important to us, because when in real life, when your aunt or uncle die or something like that, you're like, yeah, I went to the funeral, and they didn't really have that much impact on me. But when somebody like that from the community dies, who had such an impact on so many people, it's a real milestone, and it needs to be marked with things like that, like the tribute album, so people can say, yeah, this is what this guy meant to us, and the songs that he wrote, and the things he did for the scene and the community.
Right. For tonight here, there's supposed to be like the Noise for Name tribute.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to be like helping out?
I would love to, but we're going to be heading out. Yeah, I actually have to leave in 2 minutes because I'm waiting to go and get picked up right now. But
Well, I won't keep you any longer.
okay, well, thank you so much.
Do your thing.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for the great questions. That was awesome.